Good evening, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good night. Back at some more 2D planner game development tonight. Maybe some Apex afterwards, or COD or something. We will see. Yeah, so I'm gonna get Unity started up here. Also, not sure if you were a GTA fan and you didn't buy GTA 5 yet, I think you can still get it for free on the Epic Store. So be sure to check that out if you are into that kind of stuff. Bow. Alrighty, so I think tonight the plan was so we can the big thing was fixing the state machine for animations. So that's gonna be a little bit of a hurdle that we're gonna go through, and then besides that, we are going to look into adding collisions. So making it so you can't actually move on to a separate tile. So we'll see if we get to that. I'm kind of curious. That actually ties back into the design portion of things around how we're gonna do movement per se, because the movement needs to be controlled by the animator. So the animations need to be controlled by the movement. So the rework that we're about to do, what may end up happening is us migrating a lot of the animator key press detection, just removing that completely, and then having the animator just simply being more of an abstract thing that we manage from the movement side of things. So we seem to have a good grasp of when the state transition should happen based on movement, and I can switch it over to show y'all where we're at with that. Maybe there we go. So like right now we have a pretty good, like, even if you press all the buttons, basically it's still hey Marlon, appreciate the follow. Still doesn't, the animations are the only thing that do something weird. So you'll see the actual movement still is consistent. You don't have any weird behaviors with the movement. You still transition properly through the cells. The only thing that's acting weird right now as I mash keys is the animations being played. So we can handle that better by just handling the animation transitions within the movement script itself. So that's what I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. All right, we can kind of review what we did last time. So yes. First, let's take a look at the animation side of things. So animation, essentially we're doing key detection. That's what these 4 sections here are, is like if you're hitting the down key, right key, up key, left key, etc. We do specific things by, like, the one thing that we consistently do is reset idle. And that basically, if we go click through that just resets the idle trigger. So a trigger is just a boolean that determines the state transitions. And so like if we go to the animator here, so like in here, so the boolean is just what, there should only ever be one set, and those booleans are what determine, like, based on the state that you're in, whether or not you're allowed, basically, if you go to another state. So like if you're in idle down and you toggle the trigger of walk right, for example, you will transition from idle down to the walk right state, which is really just, it'll transition the animation from idle down to walking right. And then it'll stay in walk right until you transition out by basically setting you should only be able to get back to idle right. So this is the state transition we're trying to mimic on the other side of things. But that's essentially what we're doing here, is like if you are currently facing like right, for example, we reset the idle right trigger. But this one you can actually see how things get out of whack. So let me start it again, and you'll see mainly the flags over here. So there should only ever be one bubble highlighted. And if you go up, for example, I think I need to click on it again. I think I need to click on the player. There we go. So you see it's playing idle down right now. So we're in the idle down animation, right? Which is, it does nothing because you're just standing there. But if I click down, you can see it. I go to walk down, and then it goes back to idle down, and it transitions those appropriately. Actually, that's a bug. It's hard to see probably in your view, but the animation, you can see it transition back almost immediately. It doesn't actually finish the movement, and so this just paints the picture of we need to attach it to the movement side of things even more so, because it doesn't finish playing the animation. Or it doesn't play the animation until you complete the walk, which is no good. So now if you look at up in the top left here, these flags, now watch when I start mashing all kinds of keys and shit. Now there's 4 separate flags set right now, which is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be able to be in more than one state at once. And it just so happened we got stuck in the walk right state when I mashed all those buttons. And so that's why we're getting this weird animation artifact. Is I hit a whole bunch of buttons, and we're in idle down, walk up, walk left, and walk right all at the same time, which is like, how the hell is that even possible? But so what we're gonna do is gonna take this code that is not really very well synchronized to the movement and move it over to this. So this is the player movement script, where we basically there's a move player function, and in here this is when we actually move the player from one cell to another cell, and so it does a linear extrapolation based on the start location, end location, and how long we want to take to move. And I think we have it's like half a second or something. Yeah, half a second. So this function actually does the moving, and then the other thing we do in the update function is start the movement. And so start movement is we check to see if we're not moving, which is a flag that we set when we get a key press. And then if we're not moving, this is the key press checking that we were talking about here. So if you pressed right, left, up, or down, we set the direction. And if you set a direction, then we set the flag to moving. We tag the current location as the start location, and then we determine the end location based on which direction they picked. So if they did right, for example, this get next position, we'll take the current location, determine that cell location in the world, and then based on whether they, said left, right, up, or down, we increase or decrease the Y by 1, essentially. And then we use that to determine the next location. This little cell, this takes a cell location, which is so cell location is this grid. So you see this grid. This is like, you can imagine this is like 0, 0. This is 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. So like an abstract cell where the player can be. But his actual position, if you look at the player, is actually at 4.5 over and negative 2.5 down. So that's all this. This is just taking assuming that was like, 4, -3 or something like that, converting it back to an actual world location. And then adding the sprite compensation takes the half the width of the sprite and half the height of the sprite, and then basically that's how much we have to move the location to make it so that you're centered in the middle of that cell rather than drawn at the bottom left hand corner of this cell. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So we could try, let's see, there's a bunch of different ways we could do this. I'm thinking we can just expose some public methods or internal methods on this player animation script, and then the player movement script can just pull that script in here and call it directly. So like, so for example, like private player animation, all right, and then then we can do player animation equals get component. Dang it. Okay. Player animation. So that'll get the player animation script off the player, which should be there because it kind of has to be. And then what we can do is just make some methods off this, like our internal, not public, void walk. Let's just make sure. I think internal should be acceptable. So let's see, player animation dot. Yeah. So that's essentially what we'll want to do, is when you we need to know the direction. So that's some additional information that we have to hold on to that we didn't have to before. The reason we need to is because let me get this direction dot down. The reason is because when you go to idle, we have to make sure that you idle in the direction that you were facing when you moved. So if you were moving right and then you stop moving, you would idle right. You wouldn't just go like whoop and all of a sudden start facing the player or facing the screen or facing up or left or something. That'd just be weird. So yeah, let's do direction equals, if I could do like this type direction. Yeah, so then we at least have this. Okay. So let me copy. Actually, let's do this. So we don't have to create multiple versions. We can just take the direction. So there's a direction. Is the direction? Ah, interesting. Okay. So we don't want that. Some of these I may be able to reuse. So like this one, for example. This one resets idle. We're gonna need two things. Every time we make a transition that we say we're either gonna idle or we're gonna walk, we have to flip two flags. We have to flip one that resets the flag that you were using for idle. Like say you went from walk to idle. The trigger should be set for the walk in the direction that you're walking, and it should not be set for the idle with which you are going to be in. So what you have to do is you have to flip the two. You have to flip the idle to true and flip the walk to false, and that should transition you. But I think you have to do. I think we have to do it in the right order. So let's just do this. So reset idle. So I need both of those, but I also need like these essentially. It's like a private void set idle and set walk. So that's reset set, and we'll do this one void set walk. That was, of course, the idle. All right, so, and this one needs to be set to. Okay, so I think we only need those for this. I think will go away. So when we're wanting to walk, that means we're wanting to so this one's tricky. Because you could be, so we can't use a direction to reset the idle in this case. I mean, I guess we could. We would need to know the previous value and the new value to be able to reset the idle and then reset the direction properly. Or we just reset all idles, which I think is what I did before. Let's do this. I don't think this is the most efficient way, clearly, because you could just pass more information and then you don't have to basically shotgun approach this, but I'm curious if it's gonna work beforehand. So what you should be able to do is essentially first we want to set the walk based on the direction. So that should transition us out of the current state to a new state to animate for the walking in the new direction. And then we should be able to reset all the idles after that point. So there'll be a moment where you have both, but I don't think that's a problem. Now for idle, we want to reset walk specifically for the direction that we were moving, and then set. Actually, I think we would probably want to do the same as we did before, which was do them in the make the transition to the idle state first, and then do the reset. All right, so now over here, what is this notification? Nothing useful. So this one we would want to idle in the direction we were in. Then this one we would want to start the animation. Think that's it. Let's see what happens. Stop. Oh, jeez. Okay. Still managed to F it up. So it's if you're going right. Yeah. It's interesting. So if you're holding down the left key, you're walking, and then you mash the right key while you still have the left key down. The hell? Oh, these are always fun. So that you notice it's not resetting the walk direction. So I may stand corrected on the fact that we need to not reset all walk. Do. So I think this is what's causing it. I already call it up here. Said I'll walk. Okay, let's try that. Oh, stop. Okay, so now What? All right, I gotta think about what's happening here. So you're in walk left, and then I don't think it even goes to idle. That's the problem. What this makes me think is I have to do transition from walk left to walk right, because I think what's happening, and we can kind of walk through this here. So you're moving, and then all of a sudden you're not moving, and you try to idle, but this just sets a flag, and move player gets called first. So then we start, we do start movement, and you're not moving anymore because we just reset that flag. Yeah, so I think that's the problem. So then it immediately tries to move you again. And we see that you're like, let's say you're walking left. We see, but you're hitting right too. So we set the direction to right, and then we say we want to walk right, and walk right will clear all idles and start making you walk in the other direction, which is why it actually transitions, it switches the state correctly. So I think, let's see, so there's a couple of different ways I think we can handle this. So if we're moving, basically if move player takes action, you don't really need to do, you don't have to check for starting of the movement because you don't have anything to do. You are currently moving, so there's no point in actually doing anything else. So maybe this will fix it. This will should force the idle transition. I have other ideas on how to fix this as well, but if this works, it may not be necessary. Yeah. It's a weird. So this is actually a problem I was concerned about. See how we're transitioning to idle between? Makes them stutter. Makes them go boom, 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 boom. It's kind of dumb. Okay, several fixes here. So the animation itself. I think there's a couple things. The animation itself is relatively long. So walk right, for example. Takes almost an entire second. If I made that half as long. save that. Looks better. The stuttering's still there though. So the downside of this method is it forces a pause in between movements. So I don't think this is the best. I don't think this is the best way to do it. So I'm gonna hesitate to say the real solution, but what's auto live link? What the? The other option is to essentially create transitions from one walk to another walk. Problem is it's from one walk to every other walk, which is like, ugh. It's not ideal. Let's do it. Can't see anything. It's so tiny. Wait, why did I put up there? Okay. There we go. So that takes 3 seconds? Really? No model for preview. Maybe I need to click this. Nope. Oh wait, what? It's back? Are all these other transitions 3 seconds? Looks like it. Alright, we can change that back. Okay, so this one. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I need to fix all those other animations too. So these, here. So walk right is down to 30 seconds. Walk left needs to be 30 seconds as well. Otherwise, these animations are super hard to understand what they look like. 15, walk down. And this is the one that doesn't make any damn sense. So weird with this one. This one's So out of whack. I wonder if I can delete walk down. Can you delete them? I can create a new one, but how the hell do I delete one? Dope sheet. Oh, I'm just gonna go delete it. Delete, like, where's this thing at? Here? Nope. Crap, where's it at? I saw it a second ago, right? Original artwork, characters, male, player controller. That must be where it is. Original artwork, characters, male. Yeah. Walk down. And just delete. Delete. Now it's sweet. Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah, so this one's normal. What? Let's do this one, and then do this one. Do this one again. Alright, so I think that'll do it. Okay, now let's go back to the animations. So if we go to this. Not terrible. It's kind of weird that just like started another transition and then just, yeah, whatever. Seems fine. Happens so damn fast down here. I can't tell what the hell's going on. Okay. Oh, can I move this too? The fudge? All looks the same to me. I don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna try this. So theoretically, this should fix the case of walking right and then left, holding left at the same time. Let me do the parameters. Oh. Oh, that's classic. I think I have to set a condition. It's like this condition down here is walk right. This one would be, you know, walk left. This one would be walk right. That was hilarious. Alright, so now if I do that, that transition's too slow. It needs to be super damn fast. Like this. Oh, it doesn't have an example. Was that half a second? Let's do it. See what half a second looks like. Oh, it finishes it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Do. This is walking left to then going walking right. So to test this, I need to go left. Yeah, it's way better. Can't see those percentages. I hope that's not supposed to be useful. Alright, this should prove to me that that's crazy. So if I go left, hold down left key, and then I hold down right key, while I'm still holding left, I go back to the right. This must be just like if I'm, the order with which I'm checking the arrow keys. So if I hold down left, and I keep holding it, then I hold down right, I switch direction. But if I hold down right, and then hold down left, I don't switch directions. I think right takes precedence in my checking. Yes, it does. It's interesting. It's such a weird situation. I wonder how other games handle that. I haven't really thought about it. Like, I guess at some point one has to win, right? If you're holding down two buttons, it would just be the one that you hit first? Would it be the one that you hit last? Even if you're holding down the one that you hit first still? It is a great question. Guess in the games that I've seen, if you hold down both, they cancel each other out. You end up moving nowhere, right? I guess that would be the expectation. And then if you hit, you know, left and up at the same time, one of those just wins out and it doesn't really matter. See, like in this case, left trumps up and down. So like if you're doing up and you hit right or left, it doesn't really matter. They will win. Same with down. That's because up and down are checked after right and left. Such an interesting. Oops. Dang it. Alright, so. Alright, I got an idea here. Basically, check for both up and down. Key to turn, yeah. So that should prevent it from doing anything when you press both at the same time. Right, so if you're... Oh, I didn't... Wait. What the hell's going on? Compilation errors. Oh. Womp. Okay. That makes it better, but now I still have to make the transitions for all the other ones. I gotta do all these? Such tedious amounts of work. I guess it's not too bad. It's just let's drag this one down. It's just hard to tell what the hell is going on with all these arrows. So you end up making a transition here. Boop. And this is, walk down. This, make it half a second, and this is walk up. Do that. This is a walk left. All right. It's not too bad. You just gotta get in the groove of things here. So this is walk down. This is also walk down. All right, this one. Have a second. Let's walk right. Done and done. This is a walk up. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. This is a walk left. How do animators do this? Seems so freaking tedious. I guess they do the animations not in Unity. It's the only way this would be manageable. So like, this is a shit show. So I don't have a transition from. So this one goes to all the other walks. This one goes to all the other walks. This one does all but walk right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. I think this is the last one. Really isn't that bad once you just sit down and grind it out. Alright, this one's walking up. Alright, for the love of God, sweet Jesus, please work. Alright. I don't think I can break it. So that seems to work. Oh man, that was a little ridiculous. Let's delete this. Set idle. Whoop. Okay. All right, so we have that working. Now, essentially, to be able to do the path planning that we want to do, we have to be able to detect obstacles. So trying to think of a good way to do this. So what I want to be able to do is to be able to take a clicked location like in the game here on the right hand side, be able to just like click right here and the player go to that location. That's ultimately the goal. And avoid obstacles. That's the that's a key part of it, I guess. Trying to think of a good. Don't do that. I guess we can start creating the planner. So there's a couple things it will need to do. One is get the original grid, so know how much space we need to plan over. Then get the secondary grid, which is the obstacle-based grid, and know how much we need to plan over that. So I'm kind of curious. Let's go ahead and create. What was it? What's in the map manager? Actually, anything? What the hell is this? Oh, it doesn't do anything. I think I have it disabled. Whatever. Let's just create a new script. Don't do it in there. Let's learn that the terrible way. So if we go to scripts, we can create a new C# script that is path planner. We'll open that up. Oh. Okay, so one of the things we want to be able to do is detect the destination. And so I'm going to go ahead and stub that out. Ultimately, it just needs like, so Unity detect, I think we can do a detect click, right? Just like get mouse button down, which is fine. It's not a huge problem. The harder part is detecting the mouse location. Should be able to just like get mouse pointer, get key down, mouse 0, pointer event. Oh, it's the input button. Oh, I think it's just this. Yeah, so I knew it was pretty easy. Right, so that should give us and the other thing we need to get is the grid. We're going to do something similar to what the player movement needs, which is we need the world grid. Do we though? Does the world grid have like, yeah, let's just do that. Just gonna do the brute force, copy paste. Get rid of these. And there should be some I think I can do world grid dot get children or something. Get components in children grid layout. It's not grid layouts. as I give a list. Jesus. It's navigating. That's array. Okay. I'm kind of curious how many that's going to give me back. I'm going to be very surprised if it gives me... Wait a second. What? What are you talking about? It has to recompile, maybe? Oh, it's not in the game. It needs to be on the player. Path planner. Okay, now let's try again. Okay, so grids. Ugh. That's what I thought was gonna happen. What if I just do... So it's Unity Engine tile map. Like, why wouldn't it let me... Okay, so it's 74 by 46 is that one. This one's 22 by 18. Cell bounds. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. So it's a Unity Engine tile map. Why isn't it let me? What are you gonna tell me that's not a thing? Is that why? What? It is a class, right? Like, what the hell? Tile map. Unity Engine. Tile maps. How's this? What the F? What? Maybe because it's in the editor? I'm not following why I have to fully qualify that. Unity Engine's already specified up here. I don't see why I would need to do that. Alright. I'm mainly just curious if it's gonna give me all three back. I'm trying to eliminate the main grid because main grid has no information for me. So, dang it, I forgot to set a breakpoint. So yeah, the main grid doesn't really, I mean, unless it gives me ultimate bounds, like maybe it aggregates the size of the subgrids to give me. Okay, so that worked. Let's see. Yeah, so the grid gives me nothing. Like, why would I need this thing? It's no bueno. These other ones have way more information. Yeah. Cell bounds, what the position? This is interesting. Okay. So it's technically 74 by 46. When we look at the main, it won't let me. So I guess this grid, this big mamba jamba, is 74 by 46. What's that? It's like this one. And this one is only 22 by 18. I didn't expand them both out, but yeah. It's much smaller. Okay. That's not a big deal. So I think what I can do is initialize what we can call a grid, but it's really just a TD array of locations that's all available based on the size of the walkable grid. So one of these grids is walkable, the other one's obstacles. I probably should use something different than a flower for my obstacle. So let me try to do that real quick. Base ground, trees. Trees may be fine, maybe? Let's go look and see. Jeez. I think these are the ones that I used last time for other such things. So type 3, this water and stuff. It's not cool. Maybe we will use the trees or the bushes, whatever, flowers. Cause what did I do with the big one? There's a big almost like sheet of all the this one. this? I can't see anything. Or is that supposed to be what it is? It's like, it's practically black. I guess it's a wall, so I guess that makes sense. I don't know. So, dirt or something? Whatever, we're gonna use flowers right now. Just because it's less about the art and more about just being able to see what the hell's going on. Cool. So let's do. Trying to make it so I can see the grid better, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be easy. So we'll just work around it. Okay. So part of this, let's initialize planning space. Yeah. It's like one of the worst fears when you see the insertion symbol. Let's see if it. Yeah, see that? Like you start typing, it's just like who works in that environment? I have no idea. Like character replacement mid-sentence, like in the middle of words and shit. It's just what nightmares are made of. Okay, so I wonder if I can just get. You get something by tag. No. That. Tags are just so mediocre. Mm. So world grid, I would assume, doesn't have a cell size, cell layout. But grids, let's just do this one. Gets the editor preview. What the fudge? I can clear all tiles? What the? Oh, it's a tile flag. Let's take a look. What's a tile flag? What can you do? Font color. Interesting. Okay. It's not what I was hoping for, but cool. Animation frame, cell bounds. Contains tile. Okay. This is amazing. Huh. Origin, I would assume, is 0, 0. Is that generally true? Cell bounds. Cell bounds has bounds int position collection that contains all positions within the bounds int. All positions within. That's what I just read. Okay. Oh man, just initializing this is gonna be a little wonky. Thinking. I want to save this for another day. This is a... I don't think I'll be able to finish this tonight. Because we need to probably come up with a data structure that works well for the planning algorithm that we're going to do. Which I think we're going to start with A star. So like if you look up the A star... Ba-ba-ba-ba-dee-ba-doo. Yeah. It basically just looks at every adjacent cell, adjacent until it finds a path. They have some pseudocode. Look at this shit. What is this? Because it yeah, so we may want to do like the stupid, like A star is a sophisticated version of the algorithm with a heuristic. I think Dijkstra's is like the naive approach. Which is this. Which can, in all cases, I believe, find a solution. It's just not very efficient, especially in this case, right? Because a heuristic would basically look at all the nodes around it. Let's see if I can zoom in. Zoom, 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 zoom. So what it does, it looks at all the adjacent nodes and gives you a heuristic is like a estimate of how far away that is, or how much closer that is to get you to the goal. And it just looks for the lowest one and then starts prioritizing that one over the higher values. So this one would be lower because obviously the distance is lower than this one over here because this one's further away. So these values would have a higher preference, and so the algorithm would pick this one and then expand upon there, and then pick the next one that's even closer and expand on there, and then that's what gives you this path, which is what, yeah, how far away any goal or vortex. That's why you get something like this, is because it'll just basically look around, look at the ones adjacent, and say, oh, this one's the closest, so I'm gonna pick that one, and then it uses that one and looks at those around it, and then it's like, oh, this is a better one, and then it does everything around that one. Then it just keeps doing that until it finds the path. The issue comes up when you have something like this, right? Because then what happens is you end up tracing over all the way over here, and then you get effed, right? And then it's like, well, I don't know what to do, so then it ends up going. What ends up happening is you make a path like this, and then you come over here and you go around. Yeah, like that. So, also not ideal. But this search, I think, is a lot faster in a space that's much, much larger. While this one can get absolutely horrid as your space gets bigger. And A star does something even better, I think, than that. Yeah. Combines pieces of information that Dijkstra's algorithm uses, favoring vertices that are close to the starting point, and information that Greedy best first search uses, which is favoring vertices that are close to the goal. In the standard terminology used when talking about A star, GN represents the exact cost of the path from the starting point to any vertex in, and HN, which is a heuristic estimated cost of the vertex into the goal. The yellow H represents vertices far from the goal, and teal represents vertices far from the starting point. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a fancier heuristic. So like the heuristic before, when you had this, or the point that we assigned to each thing, is the distance of that particular point from that point to the goal. So naturally, it tries to prioritize getting to the goal, and then it says, oh shit, there's obstacles, so I'm gonna have to go around this way because there's no other choice. And it takes the shortest path, but you get this wasted effort. While over here, what'll happen is it actually takes this, it takes the cost of getting here. So the cost of getting to this spot from the starting point is low because it's only one spot away. Which is the same cost as most of these other ones, right? They're all the same cost because it's only one spot away from the starting point. But it also takes into account how far is this point from the finished goal. In which case this one wins because these ones are further away. So it picks that one. And then it starts looking at other things. It's similar, basically just keeps doing that same such a search. I'm surprised it didn't do a little curve action here. Like it wouldn't go all the way in, but at the same time I would have expected it to to at least do something different. Because I would imagine the yeah, I think that's just implementation details on how the how the heuristic is set up. He probably has some this is where he's talking about scaling the heuristic. Manhattan distance. Yeah, so in determining distance, or like, you know, the heuristic of how valuable a spot is based on their location, right? Like there's different ways you can calculate the distance from that node to the goal. And this is just going through those, right? So like one's Manhattan distance, which is, I can't even remember. It's some weird way of, I think it's like straight down, straight over, I think. And then diagonal distance, which gives you this kind of path based using that heuristic. And diagonal distance is literal, like from that point to that point, measure it. So you get like decimal points and stuff. Euclidean. That was the square root. What? Wait, what? Do not do this. This definitely runs into a scale problem. Yeah, so this is what he's talking about. Like you overweight one of the functions. So in A star, it uses G, which is the cost of getting away from the starting point, plus the reward of like shortest distance to the goal, and you add them together. But if one of these is weighted higher than the other, you'll prioritize it higher than the other one. And so what happens here is he's saying if you use Euclidean squared distance, by squaring it, the distance has a higher weight when you're calculating it in A star, and therefore you get this. You basically end up doing greedy best first search again, because it'll prioritize trying to get to the goal ASAP based on distance alone, because it's overweighted. So yeah, there's a whole like set of things that we can go into about like how you do heuristics and stuff, but we'll start on the easy one, just a plain basic search of we'll start with the Dijkstra's algorithm and then go from there. So Dijkstra's just needs to know the adjacent nodes, which I think is generally pretty easy. But it's a good point, which is like when we build the data model for this, like what we could do is just put, ints, right? You could just do like an array and then have a bunch of different tiles, and those cells have, maybe a little bit of information about them or something. But then you end up having to do this like manual incrementing to know like, oh, you're at node A, like where do we go from, or you're at 0 0. Now you want to look at 1 0, 0 1, 1 1, and basically all the 6 squares around you potentially, assuming we allow diagonal movement, which we may not. I don't think we will, because you can't move diagonally. So really it would just be 1 0. So yeah, 1 0 0 1 -1 0 and 1 or 0 -1. So there's 4 adjacent cells, and so those 4, like, you could just do that lookup, but ideally what we'd be able to do is be able to say, when you're at a cell, you would be able to say, hey, give me the cell right next to mine, and that cell would say, like, or give me the adjacent cells, and we would get this. You can just get like those 4 cells. That would be a lot better, especially for the algorithm side of things. So we'll try that next time. It's gonna be a good bit of work, but I think that's it'd be pretty fun to do. So, and then hopefully, actually, I wanted to try something first. I think I added this and then I never actually tried it, right? Which is that when I click somewhere, I should be able to oh, that's the actual location. Okay, so this is here, but if we do world grid dot, you know, world to cell, boop, boop. There's way better ways to do this, but C#'s so weird. I just haven't sat down and figured out what the right way to do this is. They have some string formatting things like built in that I just am not utilizing right now. So I would highly recommend not doing it the way I'm doing it. So that's interesting. That is drastically wrong. Right? Alright, well, that answered my question. Apparently that is not how... It's not how it works. Oh, it's because it's a screen. You translate. You have to translate the mouse location, which is in pixel, like pixel location, which is why it's so huge, right? Like, what is this? Like 996 by 583. That's like right. Is it roughly in the middle? We're running at 1920. Yeah, so like in the middle, so that would be, you know, 1920 divided by 2, 960 roughly. I was clicking around in different areas, but roughly that's what it was. And then you know, 1080 is like, you know, 540. It's 580 something. So that'd be like right here. Yeah, pretty close. So you just have to map mouse, sorry, Unity. The hell is this? This is unreal. I was like, what the hell is this? This doesn't even make sense. Classic. Huh. Okay. So there's a camera main screen to world point. It is really interesting though that they have like the mouse pointer position is of vector 3, right? Right. So let's do this. Vector 3 mouse point. Vector 3, let's do mouse point world. Mouse point world. I'll do mouse point. Okay. Let's try this again. Please go. Winner. Solid. Alright, so that works. Success. Alright, we're going to continue the planning, path planning stuff on Friday? Friday? Is that what is it? Yeah, 22nd. Continue that on Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna, let's see. Gotta get my, I'm gonna play this real quick. Just to get my treasure pack. I gotta get one every day for 45 days. It's a brilliant marketing tactic, by the way. Whoever thought of it is next level. I'll probably just play this for a game or two and then I'll head to bed. Why are all my things doing damage with a freaking light machine gun? Not good with a light machine gun. Let's see what I got. Do I have? Yeah. I do so much damage with a light machine gun. 50 headshots with a light machine gun. Like, really? I do 4,000 damage. See how this goes. So far, the past several days of me playing Apex has not gone well. It's been an absolute crapshoot. It's me running around getting wrecked.
Break a leg. Mine are made of steel.
Rock up. It's time to move out. This is your champion.
You know, I didn't get here alone. Man, I defeated a lot of people to get here.
Champion with 30 kills. Death.
Don't be embarrassed. It happens to everyone.
Don't be
sometimes.
embarrassed. Let's see where this dude goes. Please don't drop in the hot zone.
We should land there. Looks like
Alright. That's okay.
Head back.
Vámonos. Oh no. Y'all see that? Look at that. Look at that insanity. Market. Absolute shit show. Oh my gosh, he almost. What? He was attached to the door?
Reloading.
Got the positional advantage.
Cossack, too good. I picked up a gun with no ammo.
Reloading. Whole squad taken out. I like what I see.
Got you, bro.
You'll be alright.
I got you, bro. I dropped my Eva for an R9 with no fucking ammo.
And I'm back in the game.
R99 here. Spitz lead. Grab an extended mag. Healing. Watch my back.
Getting hit back.
Shield cell here.
Thank you.
Do you have any light? I really want the R9.
Engaging. Taking fire. Arcstar. Fire in the hole. Down that one. That's the last of them, amigos. Booyah!
Evo shield here. Level 2.
No light ammo, bro. None. Like what? Oh god, I'm gonna get stuck with this Eva. Shit. Sweet Jesus. Sweet, sweet Jesus. I can't do it. Can't do it, y'all. Somebody's ballooning on me. That dude gave 0 Fs.
Tango near me.
Firing! We're all ready. They're shooting at me? No trouble here.
Are you gonna help me?
Healing. Watch my back.
Care package being delivered.
Like what? No regs on that. What the F? Hey, hey.
You gonna help me?
Dude, how'd you... Oh, you watching me or something? Did you hear that? I was like, what the... What was I supposed to do? I got freaking laser at a sliver of health. Whatever.
Oh man, that was funny.
Stuck with an Eva, dude. And then I got an R9 and I had 12 shots in the mag.
Oh man.
I think that
I'm not
whole-
gonna lie. I don't know how many total games I'm gonna be playing.
Nah, I'm just trying to get my treasure pack, bro. I don't even care about
yeah,
these.
I'm like 1 to 2 games max.
I'd rather go play some COD. Get the shit beat out of me in the
And the
gulag, bro. I haven't won a single one of those gulag fights in weeks.
It'll be it's easier now, I guess, with actual
You would think,
decent guns.
Can't keep
but
up.
I
not
don't
for
think I've
me.
lost one since.
I've lost every single one. It's pretty impressive, actually. You'd think I'd like maybe get like an AFK person every once in a while or something, but nah.
Well, you just stand there AFK. I've seen it work.
I
On the
have seen it
AFK
work.
strat.
Yeah. Except for they would come over and just like two-cap me.
Yeah, that'll be the one that actually shoot you still.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be dead.
I mean, it's worth the try. It's pretty close to what I do now.
It's the last time you'll see me.
Success rate might be equivalent.
Get a good look.
I was gonna drop hot, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was literally gonna drop out right away.
we'll go somewhere where there's little barrels, like over here, over here.
Charge tower there.
I think that one. I think there's a whole bunch of barrels over there,
Lovely idea.
or whatever pods, whatever you want to call them.
Banner of me. Wow.
The thing of things.
I make it look easy.
Remember, eyes on the prize. First blood on
Let's see. Do I get a weapon? That's the question of the first game.
There's people there. What if I could land and punch
It'll be
that
a bad
dinosaur?
idea to go to the actual chest, but whatever. Loot box first, but
Champion out.
box one was a mistake. I got my treasure chest. All right, I'm done. I'm leaving.
Solid. Don't blame you.
I see a purple chest.
I got that Evo. Let me know if you find another treasure chest thing. Treasure pack.
I will.
Jump drive out.
Oh, that doesn't make it up there. Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. Oh, thank God it doesn't. It went off the map. It went below. I thought I was gonna go down and die.
Light ammo here.
Whole bunch of.
Scared me. Scared it.
Yes. Done. Do these. Rocking my light machine gun situation. So let me know if you find
I need an extended heavy
heavy
magazine.
mag.
Oh, okay. The light mag. So did you pick it up?
Hmm?
There's a light extended mag over there somewhere.
I did not pick it up. It's in this building. This one, right over
Let's
here.
go this way.
This one. I saw it on the ground. Oh wait, no, there's one here.
Extended light magazine here.
Okay, yeah,
Level
that's where it
one.
was. Here it is.
Ammo up.
Looks like I saw it over here somewhere.
All right.
We got my
Oh,
L
we
Star
have
and
to find
Spitty.
another chest.
45 seconds until the
I
ring
Say
got a
what?
purple
closes.
helmet too.
We've got
Jeez.
a hike and I'm in pumps, so let's go.
Just flew for other people.
Oh, I almost just straight walked right off this edge.
New kill leader. Watch your six.
Any boxes over here?
I need to revive
Two
5
right here.
people, by the way. I already got mine.
Jump drive.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we're good.
Okay. Purple backpack.
What the hell?
Hey, it's just the
It's the
perks
Loba.
of being a Loba.
It's
Just
the
see it
Loba,
all
isn't
and don't tell anybody.
it? You saw the purple in there? I guess you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
On. Rings moving.
Yeah. See, there's a leak that Crypto and Bloodhound might be able to use these beacons.
Yeah, I heard that before season 5 came out.
Jump drive out.
I'm gonna get this dinosaur. Maybe. What is it? Ah,
I could use that.
I dibs it. Just in case this purple isn't a purple shield. Oh, purple
Aircraft is
backpack.
touching down.
Oh well,
They usually carry rare platforms.
it's okay. I'll take it. Mm, 301. Oh no.
Ooh, really? Are you taking it or no?
No. I left it. Man, I'm committed to this.
Oh.
There's an R9 over here too if you want it. I'm making terrible decisions right now. Right
Me
here.
too, I'm texting right now, just hitting the A and D right now.
Huh?
So I'm texting right now, just hitting A and D as you can see. I hear footsteps actually. Unless that was you?
That wasn't me.
That was you. I heard footsteps coming out of only my left ear, which didn't make any sense because you're in front of me.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Freaking audio designs and stuff.
Hey, robot. Where you at, robot? Fudge.
There's
Got a hop up here.
well,
Sniper
yeah.
stock here. Extended light magazine here. Level 2.
I already got one. What's this in here?
People in here?
Shotgun bolt.
Another R9.
So they looted one box, opened it, but not the other two.
Like who? Who would do that?
I have no, I don't know.
Like what kind of hurry do you have to be in to loot 33% of the boxes?
I guess they just got what they wanted and they were good.
They're like, I'm set. Or maybe it was a Loba. They're like, there's nothing but trash in that shit. Rep Toppy? Oh, that's you. Just kidding. Classic.
Hello, anybody here?
Hello, hello. Oh, you running
Let's
the
get some
wing
attention.
ding? What?
See if that'll get some attention.
Oh, you
yeah,
sh-
there's somebody right here.
There's an enemy near me.
I am not with you.
Freaking Mirage, he ulted on me. Hold on. I'm gonna kind of hold just a second.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's reposition
Go
here.
this way.
Alright, he's up here up top.
Taking fire.
Okay, I'm around the wall.
Recharging my
Wow.
shields.
Let's get involved, huh? There's the Arc Star.
I killed somebody
And
with
that's all I got.
36 damage. There's another team over there. They got a Mastiff, though. There's one right there.
Broke shield on.
Popping smoke.
Recharging shields.
Oh, there's another squad behind us.
Popping the chimney.
I'm gonna pull back here.
Ooh, I just got sniped.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull back. Run, 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 run.
Give my shields a recharge.
Oh my god, I didn't go far enough.
Where are you going? You went the other direction.
I did. That's just where I had to go.
Coming. There's a team over there. There's somebody right there.
Enemy over there.
Yeah, they're not.
There's somebody.
Target spawn.
Oh no.
Broke.
Reloading.
Oh god.
Kill confirmed.
What the fuck happened, dude?
Hey, some hits that didn't register.
Yeah, you saw that too? Cool. Yeah,
Yep,
that's good
I
stuff.
heard it.
Give me a sec. Recharging shields. Already on my mark. Firing for effect. Oscar Mike. I'm spotted. Give me a sec. Recharging shields. Oscar Mike. I'm spotted. Chimney. Oscar Mike. I'm spotted. $45. Double timing it. Oscar Mike. I'm spotted. Taking a knee.
The other team that was there just they just leave.
I don't even fucking know, dude.
Rings close. Easy 30.
Oh, they're coming for me. Hardcore.
Double timing.
Oh, they got a massive.
Where are those shots going?
Smoke out.
We're gonna get a lucky shot on
Give
you.
me a sec. Recharging shields.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just dusting the entire kill leader, huh? I'll take the promotion. Taking a knee. Patching
Now I'm
up.
gonna die to zone.
Nah, you're alright.
They are super pissed.
Mm-hmm. One guy just took both of them out.
Yeah. And I was running
They
like a little
definitely
bitch too, dude.
They had all the advantage for about 98% of that whole encounter.
I got two of their shittiest guns too.
You got knocks with them too. Oh,
You heard people,
guys
right?
doing over here. Uh huh. Yep, right there, they're in front of you.
Is it just one?
Oh.
Oh sh! Wait, what?
What?
Wait, you saw that, right? Like,
Saw so much, I'm gonna spectate.
9 hits, 172 damage.
That was not 9 hits, dude.
He killed me in like 0.2 seconds. I didn't even hear the fucking thing wind up.
I heard it wind up, and then like within like a second, you were like dead. You get to the next player. Scroll.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Yeah, that was suspect.
It was a Loba, right?
Mm-hmm.
It showed you got hit 9 times before you died.
Mm-hmm.
Did they both shoot you? Did you get shot by both or just her?
No, one dude.
What do you think is over here?
I think he hit every single shot.
Let's see what we have over here.
Yeah, have it go kill you. But that was extra quick.
I mean, he ate through a purple
How's it
shield
going?
and all my health in, I don't even know, 3 seconds.
Enemy over there. Don't let them see you.
It was stupidly fast. I didn't even have a chance to turn around, bro. I literally turned around and I was dead. Because I was going to run.
Like, it showed you got hit 9 times. There's no way that registered on, obviously, your screen, and not even on mine, because you know spectating isn't always the best.
Yeah. Oh, these guys are going to gatekeep like a motherfucker. Bold.
Oh look,
Okay.
someone wandered into our safe space.
Like what?
No. This game, I'm out.
Dude, he straight lasered my ass. Hit every one of his shots, and then that. Dude was. What? What?
Battle pass is only 10. I'm not gonna get it this season.
Say what now?
That is, my battle pass level is only 10.
So it's. Mine's 14.
I didn't say.
Not that bad. I got my 100 and how much damage did I get? Octane. I did 1,000 damage with the machine guns that time though.
Is that one of your challenges?
I gotta do 4,000. So it's part, yeah. Man, that two-man,
Yeah,
that
it
was
easy.
that
Just
two-man
another
team
1,000.
though. That felt good, even though they should have destroyed me. Like, oh wait, you like that person?
Let's go for a ride.
Oh, you could have had her. I was just gonna take.
I gotta do damage as him, I think. Damage or knocks or something. I gotta do something. Oh man, that team got obliterated. That was comical.
Introducing your champion.
That was like exactly why I don't hard chase people, like do hard pushes and stuff. Because every time I do, it turns out like that. Where it's like a clear, we should have won situation, but we just got to.
Well, it's like, where was? Yeah, you can take it. Where was her teammate? Like, he didn't show up until after you downed her.
Yeah.
Like, where was he? Like, the Wraith just took off and went after you. Like,
I love this part.
I don't know,
dude,
man.
if you know there's one person, man, you gotta chase together.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just really good, I guess it doesn't matter.
He had a Mastiff too, and I think either a Wingdinger or a P2020 with a hammer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was. He definitely should have won though. I don't know how I pulled that shit off.
People definitely.
Yeah, there's people.
Shooting. Target down.
Did you down somebody? He's up top. I didn't hit him once.
Squad down. Now,
GG's.
Oh, well, all right.
You scared the
Teleported to right
scared the
there.
bejesus out of me. I was like, dude, somebody just straight zipped in onto us, like on top of us.
New kill leader.
I don't even know who that other one is in front of me because I just definitely she walked right in front of me and I hit her once and downed her.
Body shield here. Level 1.
There's a
Shotgun bolts here.
shotgun.
Level 1.
Actually, I'm taking that.
Level 1.
I went back to the lobby real quick. All right, no, that's all you get out of me today for the rest of this game. So.
Just point and blank cat with the Mastiff. Is that what you have?
Yeah. Yep. 104.
There's some
Shield cell here.
sales. You wanna go market? Think market was looted?
Probably, but
That place is almost always looted.
I already
So.
threw my thing over there, so
Oh, that's fine.
I committed. Oh, they're here.
They? Who be they?
Yep. I see a goody goody down here.
Oh, I just wall jumped on accident. That was cool.
Yeah, they're outside.
They're up top. One up top.
Someone wandered into our safe space.
I can throw my jump pad and we can just commit to this. Let's do it.
Okay.
And I didn't make it.
Uh-oh. Can we close the door?
Reloading. Charging on my
Healing up
shields.
top. I'm healing real quick. Is that you?
Did he zip down?
Target there.
Unless that was his decoy. Which it probably was.
What do you have?
Mastiff wingman.
They have a havoc up top or something, or some triple take. Triple take. That's what it is.
Attention. There is a new
Massive shotgun here.
We have a new kill leader. I can't wait to
Yeah,
meet
they're
them.
still up top. There's another team up there now. We're like surrounded, dude. There was another. It's a whole separate team. There's a havoc in here. Ah, suckers! They're up
Our
top.
company. They're not here to sell me cheese.
They shot me through that window.
X-ray. Good. More time to loot.
And your next chance is they're shooting at me. Charging shields. Come on.
I think he ulted the Mirage.
Getting shot at.
Oh, there's teams in there too.
Oh, we are effed right now. We just wait for them to push.
Down this lifeline right
I downed one.
Ready.
There's two. There's another one here. I'm about to die.
Charging shields.
Dude, what are the
That's the last of them, amigos. Booyah!
Ooh, impressive.
throwing?
I'm not easily impressed.
I downed somebody in here in this side of this cave. I don't know if she got rezzed.
Okay. I'll
But I mean, I haven't got the elimination.
Un momento.
Alright, I gotta heal real quick. Do you see him? Where were they?
No.
Ping?
Getting help.
They were right here.
Enemy here.
Okay.
I think they're in this building over here.
Enemies right here.
40,
Over there.
roughly 50. Purple
Is it
Evo.
under?
Target down.
Ooh, 17. 84? 14? What?
Mira.
How do I hit her for 84 and then 14 and she's not? Oh, she had 2 health.
Yeah, I
We just killed the
There's
kill
people?
leader. Okay, what now?
Reloading.
maybe? I'm losing it?
Oh, no, give me that back.
Recharging shields.
There are no syringes in here? No.
Recharging my shields.
You have 1 syringe?
Yeah.
I'd hate to use a med kit on that.
Hold on, I need
There's perp stuff everywhere, bro.
Death box here.
Select fire with a prowler. Ooh. I mean, what I have now has been working. I'll just keep it. Probably be the biggest mistake.
Did you get these syringes? Some syringes on there if you want them.
No, I did not. Was there? Yeah, there sure was.
You got how many cells you got?
8.
All right, just making sure I got 10. Oh man. So far this has been going pretty decent. And now we're gonna get laser.
Yeah, I mean, I get mad at the game, but I know it's me. It's just how the game is, and I just just can't get used to it. Oh, right in front of me. Oh my god.
Taking fire! Firing! Reloading. Charging on my shield.
I gotta heal. There's people behind us. People coming.
Some bad guys here.
I'm down.
Jeez, I think I didn't even hear.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
We're already in the ring.
They didn't see me, bro.
So, running circles for fun.
I'm gonna wait for
No,
this.
they sure saw me. She's freaking.
Charging on my shields.
Think I can get your stuff?
Go time. Got the banner. Should head to the beacon.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Charging shields. Come on, come on. One moment.
I yoinked one of those kills in that. Somebody did like a shitload of damage to one person. And then bailed and somebody finished her off and then I yoinked one. One thing's for sure, dude, the Havoc, like when you get hit with that shit, it jacks up your aiming down sight.
So many VFX and all kinds of stuff everywhere.
No, it like
something
literally,
here is a Mozambique.
it
You
li-
flinch a lot?
yeah, it flinches a shitload. It was ridiculous. We can, there's a shield and Mozambique, and that's pretty much it. We can go
I mean,
back.
if you're confident, I'm down to go back.
Yeah,
I
we
just
can-
need to grab at least that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but
Treasures behind.
I can give you one of my guns if you want to. You want to 301?
was there any? Let's see if there's any guns in here real quick. If we
Alright.
just, because you're more geared out than I am. I think somebody else just rest too.
Interesting.
There's a bunch of death boxes in here. If nobody's,
I think I heard people.
We're already inside
Yeah,
the next ring.
stuff here.
There better be some good loot around here.
There's a Mastiff in here.
Over here.
There's one up here too. Death box.
Yo, we should def check out that care package.
I don't think there's no rush, right? I mean, oops.
I mean, there probably is because there's teams like right here.
About time we got ourselves a
Is
fight.
there? All right, hold on. I'm just being a little loot whore right now. Let me get this 301 in here.
Beginning ring
We're already inside the ring? Damn.
I got a bunch of sales, but no heals.
Who's wrong?
My box should be right there still.
If you want to try to go get it.
Oh, I'm going. There's somebody right there.
Watch out, enemy there.
So
Frag out!
see if you can.
There's 3 death boxes over here. Oh, I got fucking laser.
We made it to the top 3.
And that.
Dude, that person was good with that wingman.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
crap.
what happens when you get somebody good with a wingman. He just 4-shot me or something. I don't even know. It was
Yeah,
super.
Did he not miss you or anything or what?
I didn't even have time to turn around.
He
I
hit
think
every shot on you.
I think I'm gonna call it. Way better than the other nights,
it's
I
like-
guess,
I
but
didn't say I missed.
it's
I
just.
swear, when I freaking straight back and forth, man, people hit me constantly, man. But when they do it, they just seem like they move so much faster on my screen. Well,
He had a wingman, so that's probably part of the reason.
even when I have a wingman, I still get free. I don't know. For me, it doesn't even matter what gun they have. It's like they're just freaking strafing all back and forth.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we miss more when we do it. Because I have a feeling I do,
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
people don't. So,
I definitely missed a lot.
all right, man. I'm gonna head to bed.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too, man. Talk to you later.
Peace. Alrighty. Alright, so yeah, that's it for tonight for me. I will be on Friday to do some more planning. We'll hopefully get it into a state where we can at least do the Dijkstra's algorithm of planning, and see what that looks like. And yeah, I think the planning and actually figuring out where we're gonna go is gonna be relatively easy. It's gonna be more of the like making the character move automatically. That's gonna be a little harder because right now that's very much triggered on key presses right now. So we'll have to abstract that out into something else that we can send commands to or something for movement. So, but we'll work on that on Friday, and I'll see y'all then. Enjoy the rest of your night and stay